popular back in World War II into the 50s, and then they took a few decades off, and now they are returning with a brand new album called Push and Shove, September 25th. We're talking No Doubt. Tony, what's up, man?
What's up, guys? What's up, Kevin, Bean, Lisa?
Hello.
Good. Long time no talk.
I know, it has been a while.
So, wow, where do we even start? In a million years, you never thought when you made that last No Doubt record that it was going to be 11 years before the next one, right? I mean, the time just got away from y'all, right?
It did. We didn't think it was going to be that long, but so much happened, in between those, in between the last record and this record. We started families. We have 8 kids between us now.
Wow!
Yeah, it's crazy.
Hey, birth control. You should introduce it to the band. Now, Tony, we've seen you many, many times at Acoustic Christmases and different shows and different things like that. You're always so nice. How incredibly satisfying is it to finally have an answer for when is the album coming out?
I know, right? Every time I see you, I'm like, well, we're working on it.
Yep.
It's gonna come out soon. Well, finally, it's coming out September 25th. It feels incredible. We're super proud of this record. We've been working on it for a couple years now, and it's definitely been a labor of love, and it feels great that it's finally coming out.
What a luxury, though, to be able to take the time off right when the kids are young and spend as much time as you want with them and not miss that like so many musicians do when they're so busy and on the road when the kids are growing up.
It's true. When we started working on this record, we kind of like looked at ourselves and we said we're not going to miss out on all that stuff. So however long it's going to take, that's what it's going to be.
You didn't feel any of the, hey, it's been 11 years now, how long is this album going to take?
I think once you're past the first few years, you start not worrying about that. It's like, it is what it is. And we went on the road in 2009, and it was, I was skeptical about doing a tour in 2009. I was like, we don't have any new music, but we needed to get inspired. And Gwen's like, let's just get out there and do what we've always done, is just play shows. And we had some, writer's block right before that. And we got out there, and it was honestly the biggest and the best tour we've ever done, and it worked, because as soon as we got home, we had our first song like a few months later. So whatever happened on that stage was magical, and it really worked.
Isn't that interesting? In other words, just the proximity of one another, working together, that just got the creative juices flowing, huh?
It did. The 4 of us being back on stage together, and I think, there were so many amazing things that happened on that tour. The kids were on the side of the stage. There was only 6 kids at that point.
Yeah.
They're watching from the side of the stage. So, we've been together 26 years as a band now, and...
Wait a minute, are you counting the 11 years?
Okay, so we've been together 15 years as a band now. And, I mean, just to go through all these incredible things together, like being the band that played in the garage together, and then being a band that traveled the world together, and now raising kids together, it is a really, we don't take it for granted. We feel really blessed that we're this, this far along.
I love, though, that it wasn't the situation like with the Rolling Stones, for instance. When those guys aren't making a record, they have no contact with one another. They might not talk to each other for 4 or 5 years. Right. You guys, it sounds like, are always in and out of their lives and staying in touch and actually just being friends first and kind of co-workers second, right?
Well, that's true, but we've been together for 26 years. Those guys have been together for 50 years, so talk to me in 25 years.
Yeah, that's true.
I have a feeling I'll have a different answer.
Things may change.
Now, was part of the reason that this Push and Shove record, if you're just joining us, Tony Kanal, bass player for No Doubt, on the phone with us here on the Kevin and Bean Show, talking about the new album coming out September 25th. Was part of the reason you guys decided to record it locally in Southern California and not the way you've done other records where you fly all over the world? Is it for the same reason? Hey, let's be there for our kids and make the hours work a little better for us?
Yeah, that was it. We were, especially for Gwen being the mom of 2 boys, you're somewhat limited in the studio hours that you can keep. In the past, when we made Rocksteady, we would be in the studio all day. We'd go out and party all night, honestly, because it was like fueling and inspiring us, and it was a different way of writing a record.
Right.
And this time, we would get together about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, so that way we could spend the whole day with our kids.
Until about 6 in the afternoon?
Yeah, exactly. 4 to 6, and we'd have a 2-hour window. And
it's dinner.
Hope that something would happen, yeah.
So without kids, that album would have taken about a month.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it did. We were limited with the studio hours, but we persevered through it, and here we are now.
All right, how's everybody's golf game now that you've had some time to work on it? How's Adrian playing?
Adrian is, I think he's playing really well. I mean, he's the only golfer. And,
he's the only one. Okay,
he's the only one. Yeah, the 3 of us just kind of sit back and watch.
Right. Was there any concern? And No Doubt has always done their own thing, but was there any concern? Hey, pop music tastes change. Is it going to be tough to kind of get back on people's radar when we've been gone so long?
We're not the kind of band that can go in the studio and write a hit song in a day. It doesn't work like that for us. We, when things happen, they happen, and when they don't, they don't. So it takes us some time to craft our music and stuff. So that's really not what we're focusing on. We're trying to make a record that we're proud of.
Right.
We have to get out there and get on stage and play these songs. So at the end of the day, we've done this long enough to know that if you're not happy with the songs, something's not going to connect. So, at the end of the day, you're writing for
How do you guys write songs? What's the process? And do you write like 100 and narrow it down to 11?
In the past, we had that luxury. We'd write 30 songs. We'd pick the best 10, or we'd vote on the 10 that we thought should be on the record. We didn't have that luxury this time. So this time it was all about, this song has to be the best song it can be. And we would spend time on a chorus and make it the best it could be. And then if the verse wasn't good enough, we'd spend a week on it and just keep going. But it was a different process writing. This was the first time that I actually picked up a mic and sat next to Gwen and sang melodies to her. And if you heard me sing, it sounds horrible.
It's a huge positive.
It's a real problem.
Did she say we need you to take over the vocals for the band?
She did not. She absolutely did not. And when after getting through this writing process, I was like, hey, I did pretty good. Can I sing on stage? And she's like, absolutely not. You definitely cannot.
Everybody has to know their role.
Exactly. So it was a different way of writing. Tom would come up with some chords. We'd sit and just sing a ton of stuff and then go through it and pick the best stuff and just fine-tune it. And it was just a different way of writing.
Do you come across songs where you just are locked? You just can't get past arguing and you think it should be one way and so you just jettison the song?
I don't think that happened very much on this. No, we really didn't have the time to do that. Like
You took 2 years. Stop saying it was a rush.
We just I don't know. I think we were all on the same page. It sounds really weird, but we really were. So
how'd you decide on "Settle Down" as the first single? And is that representative of what the rest of the record's going to sound like?
It was really tough. It's like picking your favorite child. It's almost impossible to decide on the first single. You kind of take everybody's opinion into consideration, including, our longtime manager and friends, and that one just kept coming back. People were like, "That's a good one to start with," and for us, it's all about the story of the record, and it is representative of the record. But I think there's so much. It's a typical No Doubt record. It's all over the place.
Is there anything that might be considered rock or alternative rock, or is it kind of mostly squarely in the pop and dance realm?
I would say there's definitely some rock stuff on there too. Yeah,
nice,
fantastic,
absolutely.
All right, Tony Kanal on the phone with us here from the band No Doubt. Of course, we know the record comes out on September the 25th. I know that you want to tour, you want to play these songs, but I'm sure that's difficult to kind of plan based on everything you've told us. How big a tour do you think you'll do for this one?
I think we'll go big next year. I think this year is going to be primarily, TV shows and promo and getting out there, and we're going to go to Europe a couple times this year. And we just got back from an amazing trip to New York where we took all of our kids, and we played a couple TV shows. We did Jimmy Fallon and Good Morning America, and I think this year's mostly promo, but you never know. We might announce some shows here too.
You're doing NFL kickoff game, right? On September 5th, right?
September 5th. Yeah, that's in a couple weeks. Yeah.
Do you have a team, Tony?
I don't. No, absolutely not. No.
Imagine what it's like when you're in the airport when No Doubt shows up with their 1,100 children. You're begging, please don't go on my flight. Please don't go on my flight.
I've had some tricky flights. I have an 18-month-old daughter, and the flight to New York, we had the one guy in front of us who was turning around and telling my wife how we should console our daughter.
Oh no!
And the one thing you don't want to do is tell my wife how to raise our kids. So I feel sorry for anyone sitting around us. So.
Sure. We can't, look, you've heard it every time you've opened your mouth or been in a conversation with somebody for the past few months. We're so happy to have you back. We missed you so much. You guys were so missed, and we're so happy about new No Doubt music. I'm glad that you guys are together and you're happy, and it sounds like you're proud of the record, and we just can't wait to hear it, Tony.
Thank you so much, and thank you guys for playing it. We really do appreciate it.